there, tarot friends. I am laughing at chat. You guys are awesome. Thank you for hanging out. Don't mind me, 2 minutes late. Everything was calm upstairs. And I said to Ryan, I think it was right around 2 o'clock. And I said, I think I will go live because last week I came on around 2. And he was like, "Are you gonna go live again this weekend?" And I was like, yeah, I think so." And then this morning we were all just kind of like cozy and having such a laid back day. And I thought maybe I'll just stay up here with them and, watch him play Zelda or whatever, which I love to do. But I'm like, you know what? No, I'm kind of getting the itch. I want to go get online. And so as soon as I said that, then the kids are like, "Oh, we want chips. We want snacks. We want, don't go yet." Like, Ryan can feed them, but just the mom power effect. And then everyone was happy and we're having a great time. I'm like, I got a half hour. I'm going to make my coffee, of course, all of this. And then kids are running around. Vela slips and falls, bites her lip. You know the drill. Everyone's fine now, but it just always, no matter how much time you give yourself, it just disappears. The pre-tarot tube timing is like a vortex. So, oh, Tom, I did not actually bring snacks, but I do have a fresh afternoon coffee. I have not even had a sip. So, there's no sponsorship here, but this actually is a 25th anniversary cup and it has even more no-nos on it. It has like the original company name on the cup and everything. But anyway, let's go back to the beginning. Chris asked, are we playing tarot pong? So that cover photo, I keep forgetting to show on in my group. I think it was September, October, one of the days that our two kids went to my youngest brother's house to play with their cousins, and me and Ryan went out to lunch or something like that. I don't know. Doesn't happen very often. It was months ago. And speaking of Ryan, I'm wearing his, giant fur hoodie because it's super cold. But anyway, that picture is what I walked into 4 feet in front of my brother's front door. I walked into their house and that was all over the floor when I went to pick up the kids. And my nephew was on the couch with one of their babies, a toddler, and the other two were off somewhere. And I said, "Braylon, what are these tarot cards in these cups?" And he's like, "Oh, Brooke." So my oldest niece, who's in middle school, he said, "Mom got those for Brooke for her Halloween costume." So I don't know, she was a fortune teller or something. And so that's what the deck was for. But then Bree, who is 3 years old, she likes to take the cards and throw them into the cups to see if she can get them in the cups. So I just thought that was such an artistic photo opportunity and weird coincidence that happened over at my brother's back in the fall. And I thought this is a good one to put on today's cover. Goblins and Gardens here to play. Our sweet friend Pamela Batchelor is here. I actually have Goblins and Gardens as of I guess a couple months ago, because I sent one off to Sandra with plenty of time to leave prior to Christmas. So anyway, I haven't opened it yet because I just don't have the time, but I love that you have that. Tom is trying. Thomas, either one's okay? Anyway, trying to decide which deck that I don't use. And I was thinking about this the other day. I know I explained in the moment one time when Early Ritual said, I have such a curated collection, or the decks are all so intentional or something like that. And I laughed, but it was not, I really hope I said in the moment, I'm not laughing at you. I just get a little manic sometimes. And I forget that some people who aren't around as much may not know that. So anyway, when I laughed at that, it was just about myself and how unruly my collection is and just full of this and that and the other thing. And so I still think about that. You ever say things and you're like, I hope that person doesn't think XYZ. Anyway, I do. Overthinkers Club here. Oh, MA's here, got the bonkers Cosmic Tribe Tarot out. So this is what I was laughing about when the screen, like when I went live, actually, that's what I was laughing at. Thank you all for playing along. I can't wait to show you what I brought. Zane is here. Cutest little witch ever. Donna, hello. Thanks for hanging out with us. Yeah, this was a very, I might show up on some Sundays now. We were kind of like in a groove and a routine. We've shifted some of Ryan's like Sunday get ready for work chores like to Saturday to kind of balance things out a little bit. So I might be popping on Sundays around 2 or 3 every so often. Did not bring the snacks, but did bring the coffee. So let's get back to that. It's half calf and half, it's called Capricorn, which I get from most of my flavored stuff I get from like a direct sales, like coffee thing that I buy for a fundraiser for American Cancer Society that my friend Julie runs. And I mean, she doesn't run the American Cancer Society, but she has a relay team and she fundraises year round for that. And so the Capricorn blend is like, it doesn't say exactly what the flavors are, but it's supposed to be like reminiscent of childhood somehow. I don't know. It's delicious. Let's have a sip. Super hot. Okay. Oh man, I just saw Pamela's comment. You have this moment. I see now that it worked, but that panic of like, oh, no one can see or hear me, and I've been talking for 78 minutes. Okay, and they saying hello. Yay, that worked. I tried to watch Meg at, is it Rose Honey Ritual? Honey Rose Ritual. Also, are you loving this ponytail? You can like see how gray my hair really is. It's insane, all right? Like this is what the rest of it looks like. This, I'm so stylish. This is what happens. Oh, I'm cast to the TV in Scotland with my witchy hair. It's fine. Have another sip. Okay, so this is what happens like when you've had your hair done twice, like since COVID. It's fine. It's fine. Debbie's here. Hello. Thank you for joining us today. Oh, man. Also on the big screen at Debbie's. It's fine. Have a vintage Universal Weight and a vintage Gramad Tarot de Marseille. I don't really use either. I'm waiting to see what we're doing before I decide. Okay, so it's really just whatever. I've been wanting to do this for a while. Famous last words, right? Or famous always words. I don't know. And there are just some decks that I don't use. Some of them because I'm like, oh, I just not crazy about that, which there aren't many, right? You all know I talk about the Yoga Tarot, and it's like, why do I have this? And whatever. Most everything else, I'm like, yeah, I want that. I'm going to use that for this or that. It's a someday thing. I just have little kids right now. It's limited time. It's whatever, blah, 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 blah. So really the only thing is, that's the only prompt, or as always, I don't know the words. That's the only thing, just one that you never use. And we're just going to use them. We're just going to dive in. So, okay. No, never felt that way. Excellent. Okay. She is, Debbie. The dogs and I are tuning into our fave show. Amazing. Oh, hello, everyone. Tabula Mundi in hand. You all are amazing. Understanding the assignment. 2 decks I bought but never use. I don't even know how to say this. Bubo Plague, Yoki, love the deck, just can't read with it for whatever reason. And The True Oracle of Nostradamus by Travis McHenry. Okay, I did also grab an Oracle deck at the last moment because I went into my little tarot library and I was like, okay, wait, where's Connected and Free? Because while I was brewing my coffee, I thought about Connected and Free Oracle. And it's like a super sought after out of print thing. And I was like, why don't I use this? I should get it out. It's been a long time. So anyway, I have at first I thought Tarot of Shadows. Now this one I rarely use because I'm a little intimidated by it. I think it's so awesome that like I want to save it for I don't know what. But it's like that. It's like a precious one. This, and then I brought another one because I used to use Fountain Tarot like a fair bit when I was reading in person. It wasn't my staple deck I used in person, but when friends came in or repeat people, then I would use this. Anyway, I brought these two together because these actually were gifted to me by Ryan, I think 2019. And he gifted me these together. And so even though they're very different decks, I think they're going to work really well together. So I'm going to pair these two that like I haven't had out in forever. This one especially hasn't been out in forever. And then Connected and Free, which is here. I don't know what that spot is, like where a tag was or something. I think I must have gotten this secondhand because I don't think it was even in print when I went looking for it. So this is by Inner Hue. This is like the sister deck to the Lumina Tarot, which I also have. That is one that I have thought about passing on. I have an extra Star Child because I bought the Aquabox edition for like a grip. And then it came out like 6 months later. They like put it back into print. Cool. But anyway, I would be interested in passing along the edition that was out for a while that wasn't hard to find. Oh my God, sorry. But Lumina is one of those, I just don't know. I could see myself passing that one on. But this, the Oracle though, is just incredible. Okay, so what are we doing? We are going to, I'm going to layer mine. So Chris, like if you want to, and like Tom has a few, like if you want to layer, we're just going to do it. We're just going to put cards on the table. So we can come up with some questions. I thought about giving you like a general prompt to do, like if, like choices, if you want, if you have like a shadow work question or for yourself, you can share with us or not. You can share what you pull, and just see how it works. See if just actually using it will help you. Now, if you want questions because you think that will help, like we can read questions for each other, or I don't know whatever you think will help you to use the deck. Or we could ask like, if you don't know why you don't use it, or you could say, what would help me. Sorry. What would help me is a life coach. Like except for not really, I would hate that. But like a friend life coach. that's most of you, basically. That's what you're here for, is to coach me along. Sip, sip. Some of you end up coaching me more than others because it's just how it is. Okay. So let's just look at a few connected and free cards while we are thinking about what our framework is going to be for these decks we never use or just haven't used in a while. Because Fountain Tarot for me is just one that hasn't been out in a while. Tarot of Shadows I used once this past fall, and I used once last summer. I look at it and read about the entries because it's not like a standard deck. I'm going to show you that one as well. So this one says Instincts. Isn't it beautiful? It really is. Chris wants to know, what's everyone sipping? I have a can of Iron Brew. This deck looks like Wild Unknown. So yeah, like people say that the Lumina Tarot reminds them of that. And this is like the companion oracle. The coffee's really good, and it's like at a really perfect temperature right now. The top little flippy part, like the top is still fine, but the little slidey part to like open or close it just like snapped off a couple weeks ago. So I'm very upset because it steams out now, you know? Okay. Tom's got coffee. Oh, Donna's got jasmine green tea. Fancy. Higher Knowledge. Elixir. And the art's really nice. You know, it's got this kind of like misty effect on some of the things, like that stone, you know? It's really cool. Heart Chakra. I do like that there are chakra cards included. Family, which I love because it's cosmic-y, and that's what everything is to me. Even in the very real, practical, down-to-earth sense, like, you know, we're a reflection of that. Yeah, it really is. It really is. Beautiful art. Solar plexus. So sometimes it's been probably since 2020 that I use this. Because it was like early lockdown. Anyway, this, you know, I would like put down whatever chakra area I was feeling might need some help. And I'd put this down in the middle and then like draw a web around it. Here's one of my favorites, Pleasure and Pain with these keys. It's so full and complex somehow. I just love it. Intuitive and Psychic Prowess. Oh, see, I love this. Looking through my deck, and I don't know why I'm not using this. The Yokai Yoki has the best, I might be saying this wrong again, I don't know, has the best card backs I've ever seen. Okay, see, isn't it great when we just get it out? Just see what it's all about. Compassion. Slow down, the little snails. Let's see. Mentor. I am afraid of whales. Okay. Kristen's here. Okay. I'm afraid. I'm laughing right now because I'm a little scared. I don't want to get teary-eyed about a whale on Tarot 2. Hold on. Sip, sip. So, I have been afraid of things that are bigger than they're supposed to be, or things that are just like giant, like whales. Okay, whales are supposed to be the size that they are, okay? So it's not really in the same category, but it's like, why is it that gigantic? It is, listen, I'm They're beautiful. I'm so glad that whales still exist. I really am. But the immense power that they hold because of their size is terrifying to me. Okay. If I were like standing next to like a whale, like the life size things, like in a museum, I would be like silently sobbing as I walk by because I'm afraid of it. Okay. I don't, ugh, it's so much for me to handle. So, Chris, to pull me out of my panic, did you know that despite its size, the biggest thing a blue whale can swallow is a grapefruit? And that is good to know. My actual fear is that it's going to like smash me. Okay. Like that's, man, insane. The immensity of the sea scares the crap out of me. Okay. So, and see, like for some reason, just the ocean isn't like super frightening to me, but I don't know. I don't know why, but it's like the thing, the object, something that has now the ocean has its own power, obviously, but this living thing and like it has an eye and oh god. Okay. It's fine. Do 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 do. Oh, KL, Kristen Louise. I was like, what is happening? Donna got, why are there words I can't pronounce today? Cathar Tarot and the Marseille Vintage last year, and I think I've only used both of them one time. Speaking of vintage, from 1989, because that's evidently vintage. It's going to be upside down because otherwise it's going to be really awkward. Ryan got me this watch for Christmas. Isn't it beautiful and so 80s? And I love it. 89, like the eve of the 90s, the glory days, right? Oh my gosh. Oh, I love it so much. He sized it today. Boop, 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 boop. I have never been whale watching. And I think that would kind of be cool, but not like if it's going to be real close. Like you've seen these videos, right? Where the whale just comes up, they'll be like smashing yachts and shit. Like, if let me just tell you that if a whale rose up out of the water, like right next to where I was standing, I would have a heart attack and die. Like, that would just be it. My heart would stop, pure panic. The reason Chris doesn't use these decks is because they're old and vintage. So this could help me not only with a specific deck, but with all the rare ones I don't use. Right, right. It's like, okay, well, what if I just use it a couple times? Is everything fine? Are they just cards? Like, is it, are they falling apart or is it going to be fine? The fear of whales is completely rational. They are a huge, powerful beast. Okay. Then here's some other things like the FAO Schwartz wooden horse inside, is it Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas? That has like the shops. I mean, they all have shops, but one of them's particularly like a mall kind of. And there's in Las Vegas, the horse from FAO Schwartz is like stepping out into like, I don't know what you call it, like the walkway, the hallway. Like imagine a mall, okay, an indoor shopping mall, and the horse, like the giant head and everything goes like way up, and the ceilings are all vaulted. So like it's huge, right? And it's like stepping out into the walkway, and you can like walk under it or not. But even if you're not walking under it, like the head is over you. And I was there with my cousins for my 21st birthday. They flew me out there, and I lost track of them. I think I was maybe with one of them when we were trying to get to where the boys were or something. I don't know. Um, trying to get to where the boys were. I mean, like my cousin and his friend. But anyway, I was definitely like starting to, it wasn't a panic attack, but it was like starting to get teary because I had to walk under the horse. And I'm just like, I cannot handle it. And it's like, I want to look at it. It's like one of those things like you don't want to see, but you absolutely are looking at it. It's this weird thing. I don't know what even brought this on. Oh, mentor on the whale card. Great. Kristen can't grab a deck she doesn't use because she's at a coffee shop with a deck she uses frequently. That is okay. We are happy to have you. And you can do whatever. A human head is about the same size as a grapefruit. Right. Orcas, like they're insane, right? Okay. Went on a class trip in the 6th grade to Natural History Museum and NYC, and the blue whale model was overwhelming. Right? I just like makes me want to cry. It's just crazy. Orcas are actually dolphins. Chris is here with like his marine biology degree all of a sudden. What you know all these things. 89 was the year I became a mom. 24 is the year I'm going to be a grandma. Look at that. Look at that. Apparently, killer whale is a mistranslation. It should be whale killer. Oh, look at that. I went whale watching in Maine, and we were on a pretty big boat, so I wasn't terrified, but there was a teeny tiny boat right next to where the whales were breaching. Right. Like, what are you people doing? It's awesome, literally. I mean, but it just goes overboard for me. Oh, hello, friends. So lovely to catch you all here. Hello, Ange. Thanks for joining us. Debbie will be the best grandma. Orcas seem more terrifying to me as they have been attacking boats. Okay, so I don't even look close enough into these stories to know which kinds of whales are doing that. Just any whale, it's enough for me to know to stay away from that. Here we have Sun's Rays, which is kind of cool because I'm not always a fan of sun cards, but this one has enough to kind of bring it to a vibe that I like. Receiving Frequency, little meditation card here. Healer, Decisions. This is cool. Like maybe out on a nature walk and finding a really peaceful spot, making your decisions there, like Two of Swords vibes. Fear. This is interesting. So anyway, I'm going to show you some of the other cards and then we'll like figure something out here. Yeah, wild unknown vibe. The creators got kind of dragged for that a little bit, especially with the tarot. But it's like, whatever. Some things are going to be similar, you know? Feeling and form. I have not used it together, but maybe I should. I've kept them apart because society created drama about it, but maybe I should put them together. Oh, she just found out last night. What's the due date? Tell us. Okay. Beginnings. This is cool. Responsibility. The Romeo and Juliet of decks. Two households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona, where we lay our scene. From ancient grudge break to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life, whose misadventurous, piteous overthrows doth with their death bury their parents' strife. Something. I used to be really smart. Storytelling. This is a nice one. Oh, there's drama. Tell me more. Just because they were like, oh, they copied because it was Kim's deck first, was Wild Unknown first, and they're like, oh, this looks just like Wild Unknown. She copied, blah, 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 something. I mean, you are exactly where you need to be. I mean, there's no, and again, they were talking about the tarot, so whatever. That's beautiful. Baby is due in September. The best month. That's cool. Oh, here's a snake. Expectation. Where the fuck are you, Romeo? Ah. Expectation. Okay. So this star, this looks super well known. Abundance. But anyway. Okay. Okay. Resistance is kind of interesting. Expectation for the snake, that is different. So it kind of took me to like Lenormand snake of like the Kelly Fitz take on it, that the Lenormand snake can be about deception, but more broadly, it's about wisdom, knowledge, and like the winding path that it sometimes takes, like that things need. Who is calling me? Spam from New Jersey. Okay. Okay, anyway. Expectation. So to me, I thought about things like taking longer than you expect, like a timing thing. But again, that's just because I immediately went to Lenormand with it, that you think the path is going to be this one thing, and really it has these twists and turns. And then finally the skin sheds and you have, what you were waiting for. I don't know. But that's where I went with it. Standstill. Gorgeous. Okay. So let's look at my other decks, and then we'll figure out what we're doing. What should we do with questions? Do we want to say, do we want to all just do our own question and reading and like share what we get and how the deck is working? I'm really interested to know how you all get on with them, especially MA, who's using, what'd she call it, Bonkers. Cosmic Tribe. I don't even know if I know what that is offhand. Okay. Going to ask my deck why I brought it in the first place. Oh, there you go. And it doesn't have to just be one question. We can just play around and let me know what you get. It's not spam if it's from Jersey. It's Taylor. Sorry, that wasn't even funny. I promise. No, it is funny because I love that you're, hands-free, not working, able to comment about whales and orcas being dolphins, and whales, comma, and orcas being dolphins, comma, and spam and gin and all the things. It's Thoth. I read it first, Thoth College. I was like, don't want that. I don't want that. I'm not anti-Thoth, but I don't want like the basic. I'm just not a fan of the Harris art. It's fine. It's Thoth Collage Naked Club Kids 90s Extravaganza. Okay, well, that sounds terrible, but Tom says you're speaking my language. See, this is why we all hang out. So with the Fountain Tarot, let's get this out. Oh man, the book is so cool too. Okay. Oh, Chris, you are funny. Let's get out our good old friend, the Fountain Tarot. Sammy Menzo loves this deck. Fellow Michigan girl. She doesn't live here anymore, though. They're in Florida. But anyway, it's nice to watch her videos that about the fountain or that reference it, because she's just so in love with it. Even if it's something you're not into, you watch someone who's like, this is my favorite thing. It's just great. So anyway, some people feel this deck is cold. I don't feel that. I feel a little bit like it's like a stage, like a performance, like dancey, and I love that. I don't know why I really feel that way. But I guess some of them have, like the stage card concept in the RWS. I guess some of these feel a little more like that, and it just puts me in mind of that. Kristen says, Chris, Pamela made me chuckle. Okay. So what is my question going to be? My question's going to be, oh, hey, tomorrow, Bela is going to my cousin's, and I'm going to take the day off and work on some projects in my house. Thanks in large part to a reading that Chris gave me the other day. And I'm going to take baby steps and do one little thing at a time. And I'm going to make a lot of progress. And also, I'm probably going to get on TarotTube and carry on with archetypes. So yeah, we're going to finish that someday. And tomorrow will be the next installment. You will be my cleaning house break. Not really cleaning. I mean, some of it's cleaning, but I just have to move, I have to get rid of a bunch of clothes. I have to move this thing. I've talked about this 100 times. I'm sick of hearing it. So anyway, doing that kind of stuff tomorrow. And also we'll be here with you all, whoever would like to join me for the continuation, finally, of archetypes. Tom says, my question will be, why don't I use you, deck? Okay. So I'm not going to ask that specifically of my Fountain Tarot because I kind of just know why. It's just been not in the rotation as much. So I'm going to ask my Fountain Tarot what I should start on tomorrow. Where should I start? Because everywhere upstairs needs attention. Okay, so where should I start? And hopefully I can figure it out from what I draw. You are way down here, I feel like. 4 of Wands. Okay, so I got to figure that out. What time am I planning on being live? I don't know. I would need to... I knew you were in the office. I thought about this. If I do 1 o'clock, then you're home. I think I'll do that. I'll power through in the morning, and then YouTube will be my reward. So 4 of Wands with these cool lightsabers. So where, with the 4 of us, that reminds me of a common space that we all have upstairs, or a place where there was a celebration, milestone moment. And I feel like that's the playroom, which is where the Christmas tree is right now, still up. To be fair, we put it up on Christmas Eve because Max was sick the week leading up to Christmas, and then we were all sick for infinity days after that. Not really, universe. I'm grateful to be healthy. I'm just kidding. So I feel like that's playroom as opposed to Max's bedroom, which he is cleaning, but then I have to move some things around. We're kind of shifting things in there. And I also have some things to do in Bela's room, get the rest of her old clothes out of there to give to my niece. There's just stuff everywhere. Ugh. But playroom would be good. And that's where the extra, the pack and play is. And I need to get rid of that, sell it for, I don't know, 30, 40 bucks, or just give it away if no one's going to buy it. So maybe tomorrow my goal will be playroom and listing the pack and play. I think I brought my book so I can write this down. Though it's my last year book. But that's okay. My Benebell planner, as you know. Chris, what time's good for you? If I go 1 o'clock, you're 6. So I'm using my 2023, but let's look at these. What are they called? Dreamscape? Somethingscape. It was a majors only. He's going to do a full deck, which I cannot wait for because the cardstock is impeccable. And that's like really becoming a thing for me lately. I'm over the cardstock that's like not my fave. Like, well, this is okay. I want riffle stock. Okay, that's what I'm going to call it. Oh, I will worry about you. I will do it. This is kind of bendy, but I didn't riffle it when I used it just now. I'm getting to this point where, I want player stock, you know? Sick of it. I'm sick of not having the cardstock I want for everything. Anyway, this is called, I don't know what. But isn't that cool? And I drew that leading up to 2023. I drew this in the summer of 2022. And then I'm distracted by comments. Emperor year for me last year. And so then I put that on my cover. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, anyway. Someone knows what it's called. Should be home by 6, but we do have a big storm tonight and tomorrow, so I might be in my car going around in a wee tornado. Listen, who knows what else I'm afraid of? Like what I said I was afraid of in Tarot Tuber's Next Gen or whatever it's called. What an image, Chris. I just picture you in a car swirling around in the air. That's horrible. Listen. Hello, Beth. Thank you for joining us today. Tornadoes is the answer to my number one fear. Ugh. All right, let's write this down. I'm going to be accountable to this. Hello, Fatima is here. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. Oh, Beth was able to teach yoga this morning, able to venture out into the crazy. Oh, we're at 22 degrees today. We're climbing up. Okay, so where to start my projects tomorrow? Today, first off, is 1/21, 24. My oldest nephew turned 18 yesterday. Crazy. At least with tornadoes, you get a warning. Earthquakes scare me more. Oh, I mean, we've had a couple very minor earthquakes here. Nothing that's destructive. But no, my God, I hate tornadoes so much. And now I have kids, so I can't even freak out. I just sit here and I'm like, everything's fine. We had really bad tornadoes here this year that stopped 3 miles from our, town. And the destruction, you can still see, you drive through that part of the highway and the trees along the side are just absolutely decimated. It looks crazy. Okay, so where to start my project tomorrow? Okay, we're going to do playroom. I don't think I'm even going to mess with the tree though, because I feel like that will take me so long and I can make a lot more progress if I do other stuff in there. And there's a ton else that I can, move around, organize. I'm just going to focus on, I'm just going to put pack and play. Because if I can just get that out of there, that will be enough for that room. Baby step, Chris said. So I'm just going to get the pack and play out tomorrow and list it for sale. Okay. I have boring problems right now, and that's great. So just stay tuned for my Shadow Work series that I plan to do next if you want to hear about past big life problems of someone I know. And right now, we're just talking about boring problems of getting my house in order because it's making me crazy. Last year, the sirens were going off and I just kept making my broccoli pasta. Oh my gosh. Yes, please. Oh, I was holding Bela when the sirens went off here. Ryan was moving my vehicle in the garage because of the hail that was probably coming. And I had just gotten my vehicle back like 2 months prior from our spring hail damage, which was so insane. And so anyway, I was holding Bela. I hadn't put her down yet. And Max was already upstairs sleeping. And I had to like run upstairs carrying Bela and wake him up. And it just felt like a movie. And I did not like it at all. Everything was fine. And we came down here in the basement. But then like my phone, like my service isn't working. We don't have a weather radio somehow. We do now. But I was freaking out. I was like texting my brothers. And they were letting me know what they were able to pull up on radar because they could still get that. And I couldn't. I could only text. My internet other than that had dropped. And then I couldn't text them anymore. It just dropped. So then they were worried about me, but expecting that I wasn't going to be able to text because of my service. Oh my God, it was a whole thing. Not a fan, but they sent us. They were like, by 10:37, you should be good to go upstairs. I'm like, send me like the cutoff. Like, when is it gone? And that was the last thing that came through before my phone, my service dropped. So we stayed like 20 minutes beyond whatever that was too, because that's how I am. Okay, so then what's my second project going to be tomorrow? And why are there reversals in here? What? See, I don't think I can riffle this. It overhands okay though, but I'm just really snobby about cardstock lately. So much to the point, yeah, I can't riffle this at all. I have just a few things on my wish list right now, or a fair amount on my wish list, but a few things on my to buy list for this year. We've talked about a little bit. Every time I want a deck, I'm like, but do you want to go to Scotland Moor? And I was like, yeah. And so then I don't buy it. I have a couple things in my MPC cart. This deck is, let me show you one that's going to show up well. This is the Fountain Tarot. Cute. So anyway, I watched Ramon the other day and he said something really dirty, like this deck, he was talking about Marigold Tarot and the Mirror Oracle, which I have since purchased because for like 48 hours prior to seeing that video, I was thinking so much about cardstock. And I was like, I just want the perfect, sexiest, riffable stock that there is. Hold on. 10 of coins jumped out. And then Ramon said, this is 310 GSM German black core linen. And I was like, stop those words and let me buy these right now. And so I did. And my MPC cart has Anna Torian's Hidden Waters Tarot in it. And what makes stock sexy? Flexibility. Damn. Flexibility. Resilience. Linen finish is a bonus. Black core, which black core is the thing that causes those first two things, really. That's what makes it. Tarot reader soft. Not even going to say words. Not going to say bad words. But it was. I was like, oh, Ramon. That's it, buddy. That's what I want. And I thought that would be, would like satisfy that thought. I could not stop thinking about just wanting the best cardstock. And now, now the Hidden Waters and whatever else is in my NPC cart. It's not a Lenny. What's in there? Must not be that important. That's not fair to say, though, because my memory is kind of shoddy. Okay. I just ordered the latest Artisan Tarot release, and I'm very curious and scared to see their new card stock. Oh, man. Okay. Well, best of luck to you, because it's really making or breaking for me lately. But like this one overhand's fine. It does. But a lot of times when I'm just sitting thinking about things, I get mad about cardstock. But like right now, this is fine. Even with this gilding, it's fine. Okay, so the second thing I'm going to do tomorrow for my project list, getting my house in order. I almost drew that without thinking. So we have another one. So 4 Cups is my second project, and that would be, that's me sitting in my closet. That's the master closet. And if I can get that done, that's the one I am most emotional about, and it makes me lose the most sleep. It's a hellscape of clothing. Okay, that's me crying in the closet. So it arrives tomorrow. I love their old cardstock, so I'm worried that they changed printers. Oh, see, I don't even know about these things, so let us know. So 4 Cups. Oh, I should write down my first card was 4 Wands. Okay, what are you all getting for your questions, your initial questions to the decks you don't use? What's going on? The second one is Master Closet. Honestly, if I can do those 2 things tomorrow, like if I can get the closet done tomorrow, that would be amazing. And let me get back to Chris's question about what time is archetypes tomorrow, because I'll need to pick Avela up at like 3 and just to be home in plenty of time for Max in case Ryan's late, which he probably won't be anyway, but I'll pick her up at 3. And then, so yeah, if I do like 1 o'clock is probably good. 1 o'clock. That's probably good. I could do 1:30 and then just plan to do an hour and a half. Does 1:30 help you? Yeah, the 4s, because in this case, it's like where there's too much stability, where it's like restricting me. That's what all this is. Okay, so for the master closet, I need to, I'm just going to say get out all, because I can organize and stuff later, but I just want to get everything out of there tomorrow, like the total thing. If I can get everything out that I don't want, everything that's going to donation out tomorrow is a huge step. So get out all unwanted, I'll say. That's my goal. I'm writing it down, so I do it. 4 Cups. Okay. Don't want you doing late from benefit. Just do earlier. Okay. I'm asking theme for the next 4 days plus 1 for the weekend using Marseille Vintage. Monday is Ace of Swords. Tuesday is 2 of Swords. Oh, look at that. That's nice and orderly. Your week will be orderly. Monday, am I supposed to do? No. Okay. Tomorrow's good. Vela's going to my cousin's. Thursday, I go to the dentist. But that's okay. Tomorrow is my fun day, and just rock out to music and eventually get online, and that's my fun. And then Thursday, I will go to the dentist and be an adult and get my fucking teeth filled. Like these all up here, jacked up. Endless fun. Okay. So now I'm going to switch or add a deck. I said I was going to layer these, but for asking for a location in my house, I didn't feel like I wanted to do that. So now I will keep babbling at you while we look at Tarot of Shadows. I love this deck. But it's just so, I don't know, it's intimidating because I'm like, well, what is going on? I don't know what my question is, but I pulled the Ace of Pents and the Seven of Wands. I love Ace Pents. I love it. The Seven. Don't know what my question is, he says. I feel like that's about work, maybe. Okay. So this deck is so cool. The edging, okay, the edging is sort of like grayish silver. It's not shiny, but in the right light, it's very smooth. The backs are super smooth. The backs are a little bit different than the front feel. Veronica Jude has an amazing video about this deck. And I say this every time. It's been a while since I've talked about it, but I don't know if she realized this or if it's in the big book. I don't have the big book, but she does. And like this one's even really cool. It has like Bible paper, you know? It's amazing. Anyway, is Donna laughing at Chris for not having a question? What do I need to know? Right? That's what that is. So Arcana 32, sorcery tools. It's just really awesome. Arcana 30, protection from evil spirits. And it goes into, like, it has some pretty good meanings, you know? So anyway, what I was saying is about Veronica Jude is that she either figured it out on her own or maybe the big book details it, that basically this runs like backwards to the regular tarot. So like if you start with the Ace of Pents as like the first card in the tarot, this one is there's like a coin. So there are cards that match up to like each of the tarot, and it just runs backwards. So like the last card in this deck is like called the coin or something. So there's like reversed wheel, right? So this one is like the counter, like the shadow to the Wheel of Fortune. Grace. That's a 19. So this would be like opposite of the sun card. It's like this eclipsed sun, and the word is grace. Is this so cool? It's so cool. So Lucifer is a cool. I want to find the one that makes sense. There's also Satan. Do you have any decks that have Lucifer and Satan? Because I feel like it's a necessity. The Ring of Festrada. Is this maybe the Ace Pence? Hold on. Anyway, it's real cool. Or Ahriman. Is this maybe it? Anyway. Holy Water. Inventors of Evil. Lilith. Oh. with the Black Moon, of course. That is a wicked card. Okay. So there are some objects. Archimedes' mirror. Gerald is here. Arrived late, just listening in. Glad to see me live. Well, thank you. Exorcism. The Witch's Sabbath. That seems like a deck that would take work, at least for me. I'm avoiding decks that make me work in the moment. And this is why I feel like it's so amazing that I don't want to just throw cards down on the table, but sometimes we just have to do that. And that's what we're doing today. So yes, exactly. And that's just it. I do think it needs work and it deserves some work, but I am just going to use it today. I'm going to take the superpower away from it just momentarily, and I'm just going to use it. Magic ointment. There are some like healing things in here, right? So it's kind of cool. Excalibur sword. So this is, I think, like the ace. The sickle of Saturn. Hageth, symbol of Venus's spirit. Voodoo ritual. It's just cool. There's no way around it. Mercury smile, wrath, the centaur Chiron, vulgar magic. I mean, are you missing this card in your life? Okay, so people are sharing their stuff. So let's go back. We're going to take the preciousness away from this deck. So Pamela says, I will do all my kitchen counters tomorrow, all clean, decluttered, and then spacious and organized. The Hangman. See? Yes, let's have tandem cleaning parties. Trying to get the house things done this week. See, it's a theme. Okay. I don't feel as bad talking about like my mundane shit that I just never get done because it's whatever. It's whatever. So we can get moved into our new house. The heat hasn't been working in our rental for 12 days. You are still without heat during like actual cold there. It's the universal weight. So 7 is it's over Anakin, and I have the high ground card. Yes. And that's typically what I think for the 7 anyway. Not familiar with this deck at all. I hardly ever see it. Jenna Ball had a video on it that I listened to and watched while I was the passenger of Ryan driving up to see his parents. Christmas of, had to be 2019. Did we take Max up the first year? 2018 or 2019? Zip. Back when she was still in the garage. Okay. I have that deck and haven't used it. I thought you had this because I thought, can't remember. Well, you were talking to me about it at one point a couple years ago. Laughing at the Star Wars comment. People saying hello to Gerald. Pamela says, oh yeah, I read that out. So for Donna with the ace and the 2, tomorrow we will start out brainstorming. Then looks like Tuesday's decision time. Helps to get these little plans in place. I never get to catch Deanne's live. It hardly ever happens these days, and it's very random. So I'm just so glad that you are here now. The deck I'm using for my Capricorn readings, the Sherlock Holmes Tarot, has changed all the suits and majors. It requires me to read the book, which is by John Matthews, so it reads well. Right, one of these decks where you're putting in the work. it's a little extra, you know. MA's got outcome from my deck interview was to lighten up, approach deck without big expectations, and also if I don't use it much, it's not a big deal. See, that's great. And it's good that we get these we're just using it. What's the mental block or whatever that's keeping us from using these decks that we never or rarely use? Tom says, my Hanged Man and it's yokai, instilling fear and fever. And fever I took as I am thinking it's just my discomfort with the deck and worry that I can't relate to my query. Okay, so just not thinking that you can get the things to match up to relate the like the content of your question to the type of deck or whatever. I think. Trying to learn Lenormand, I really like this system, but I seem to have a mental block. That's so common for people to say about Lenormand, and I've been reading it for a handful of years now, and I still sometimes I'm like, am I doing this right? But like I am, but I do think there's a weird thing around it where I think it wants to make people feel like they can't do it. I do. It's a tricky little system, but it's not. Just like with decks you never use, my advice is stolen from Kelly Fitz, who would say, just get cards on the table. Just try it. Who cares? OMG, I typed mental block the moment those words came out of your mouth. The added layer of Japanese spirits associated with the cards adds complexity. Right, and sometimes these layers keep us from using it, but it's like, why? Just, what's that? Is there a bear on the card? Then what does that mean for you? So it's like, let's just do it. Oh, and Chris has death to follow up his first two. What do you think it's about? Do you know now? Apparently the deck is out of print. This is out of print, yeah. And it's, I believe, and the big book is like incredibly hard to find. Oh, yeah. Janie's here, nap lurking, she says. I did not mail that deck out to you, but I will. It was too cold. I didn't do anything extra this week. I did one thing. Me and Vela did go to the post office one day, but it was random and I was already out and I didn't have anything else with me. Oh, Sherlock Holmes Tarot being out of print, maybe? Okay, so what am I going to ask Tarot of Shadows? I'm going to say, okay, maybe this would be a good one for like some real stuff. The other stuff is real. Honestly, it zaps a lot of my mental energy. So it's very real and it's just life. But how can I frame this question? So I want to know if and I'm just going to limit it to this year. I'm going to put house projects on here so I know what this is about. I mean, I do know, but in a year when I'm reading through this, like, what was I talking about? Too many that I read just a little with rather than picking a few and spending more time with. Okay, hold on. There's something else up here. If I'm reading... Oh, people are saying, yes, this is out of print. This is out of print. If I'm reading for not using the decks, oh, I got you. I feel like it's saying it's nothing to do with the rarity or vintage. You just don't use them enough to build up that connection. And that makes sense. I wish I had the big book for that deck. Yeah, okay. I think that's what we talked about. And I was like, yeah, I've been looking for the book. I haven't found it. I maybe sent you a listing one time on eBay or something. But yeah, that's ringing a bell. I did an impromptu 9-card Lenormand spread last night. The center card came up stork. And then you found out. Or maybe you had already today or yesterday you said you found out. Anyway, probably because I have too many that I read just a little with rather than picking a few and spending more time with. I got you. I mean, you have a fair number of decks, so to change this, I need to do just that. Pick a few that I will read with a lot and accept that this means there will be decks that don't get used at all for a long time. Right, and that's with me, where I am in the amount of time I have. Like for the last 2 months, I like to usually have a daily deck, a weekly deck, a monthly deck, and here's a little stack of things I'm using for clients. But the past 2 months, I'm lucky if I even do a single card, like a daily draw. So for me, with the number of decks that I have, like Fountain Tarot, it's going to just take a while to get back around to it. And I don't do anything like in an orderly rotation. I just love to go in and look at my shelves and be like, I want this and that. So, it's what it is. But then when we have Sunday Fun Day, sometimes we can bring decks we rarely use. I just never thought I would have so many decks that some would fade by the wayside for a while. Right. See, Debbie got into that next chapter of collecting, and then it becomes, some of them just don't get used for a while, and that's okay. MA needs to shuffle off. Well, I am so glad you were able to hang out with us for a bit. Let's see, I've been on hour 12. Okay, I'll hang out for a little bit longer. Then I gotta figure out what to make for dinner. I think I'm gonna do burritos in the oven tonight. Yum. Sip, sip. Okay. That really rattled that stand. Sorry if that was loud for you all. So I'm gonna ask this. So for 2024, should I argue this thing? So I got to be vague here for a little bit. Beth is making burritos right now. Like legit, I told them upstairs, I'm like, then I'll come up and make dinner. I think I'm going to make burritos. So there's a thing that happened, and most of it turned out good at the end. And then there was one thing that turned out like not in our favor. And so do I want to take a chance at so there's like a legit thing I could do. Like I could sue people over the bigger part and also the smaller part. But that's not happening for any time soon. But there are other things I can do that probably won't lead to any change in the situation. But I just want to know, I've been thinking lately, should I just, write this letter to this person or that person and see if anything can be done? It's probably not going to be, because it's official, right? This bad piece that stayed is official. But I just keep thinking, am I supposed to do something about it? Am I supposed to say something and argue it, even if nothing comes of it? Am I just supposed to get that out there? So that's what I want to know for right now. So for 2024, am I supposed to argue the thing or just let it lie? Can I riffle this? Oh, yeah. Let's see. Oh, now everyone's hungry, and Kristen has been craving seafood burritos. I haven't had that in a long time, but that sounds amazing. Oh, yeah. That's what I want. Butter. Okay. So for 2024, am I supposed to leave this shit alone or do something about it? Oh, I did see Donna say Knight Pence above, so slow progress Wednesday. For Thursday, I got Eight of Swords. I'm expecting a delivery that day, and in France, they won't leave a large package if you're not there, so you're literally trapped waiting for stuff. Oh, so I got Hecate, and I think so. She's 3. I feel like she's supposed to be like the Empress, right, in this alternate universe of cards. Am I pulling 3 cards for this? Now I want to. I was just going to say, I was just asking it, should I fight it or should I leave it? And Hecate, like without even reading anything about this, tells me to fight it because she looks like she's ready to burn some shit down. But I'm going to read what it says in here. Because I thought I was just going to leave it alone. But then like things have been coming up lately. And they're like, oh, we would love, you're so awesome. We would love if you do this thing. I have to be vague, kind of. And then someone else is like, oh, you're so good at this. You should blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm not allowed to. That's all the hints I can give you. And so like I was trying to leave it alone, but then all these people, like people that don't know what's going on, are like coming to me with these opportunities, but I'm not able to do them because of this thing, the bad piece. Hecate. Now where the hell? See, everyone's getting this, Hecate's ready. Where? Oh, where? What is that song? Where, oh, where? Something, something, something. My pitch is flat as fuck. Okay, Arcana 65, 3. Where are you? There's the pitch. Do, 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 do. Where, oh, where? What is that song? Where has my little dog gone? I was just going to say it's about a dog. The problem is I sing all the time to like distract Vela from like getting knives out of the drawer and stuff. And so I just make up words and now I don't know like the real words anymore. Arcana 7. Okay, hold on. I must be getting close. Okay, there she is. When the notion of demons and magic penetrated the spiritual realm of the ancient Greeks, their moon goddess Hecate, a beneficent deity that protects from evil, gradually turned into a witch patroness and mistress of the world of magic. As noted in mythology, Hecate is the daughter of the Titan Perses, and her name is based on the ancient female names Gaia, Hera, and Hecate. Loving Zeus gave her a ruling domain, that is, control over the fate of the earth and sea, and Poseidon provided her with the required power. Hecate had 3 guises. Incidentally, in ancient Greece, this particular number was considered the number of Hecate. Hecate's day face represents hunting, agrarian life, horses breeding, childhood and youth. That's specific, horses breeding. Childhood and youth, social activities, meetings, competitions, legal debates, and military achievements. Okay, this is like people are asking me to do social stuff. A wise advisor for people, like the teacher role, Hecate's night face refers to darkness, night, nightmares, revenge, and witchcraft. Revenge. She is a hunter, but her hunting is macabre, and her pack of hounds usually runs among graves and ghosts. Rejected lovers pray to her. She might be my girl. It's kind of fitting you pull Hecate and are wearing those snake earrings. Okay, I talked about these earrings a little bit last time and that I feel really like in the power of the snake lately. Pamela says, I think you should draw 2 cards, one for if you do this thing and what if you don't do this thing. Hecate energy is one thing when you are the representative. Right, and this is kind of what that's getting to. Hecate's 3rd face refers to the celestial Urania Hecate, irresistible spiritual love. She is young and beautiful with a celestial beauty that does not evoke fleshy desires, but admiration and delight. In this guise, Hecate helps philosophers, scientists, and guides the souls of people out of Erebus toward light and love. Okay. Eventually, Hecate was forced to surrender her powers to Apollo, Artemis, and Hermes, becoming the goddess of darkness, the moon goddess. My name means moon goddess, by the way. She derived her strength from the moon, Diana, right? Which has three phases, new, complete, and old. Today, she exists as a snake-haired goddess, right? She has like the three faces there, the Medusa stuff going on. Tom's chiming in with the snake earrings. I get it. Today, she exists as a snake-haired goddess with three faces who appears on the surface only in the moonlight with flaming torches and accompanied by black dogs and beasts of the underworld. Okay, today when I was driving, I thought, I want a black Irish wolfhound. I don't even know if that exists. Irish wolfhounds are my favorite dogs. I was imagining like my someday dog, which I do a lot. And like I saw like a gray one, which I always see, and then a black one. And I'm like, are there black Irish wolfhounds? There are black Scottish deerhounds. What is happening right now? Okay. We're going to hold on. Hecate surfaces the ghosts of the dead, sends horrors and nightmares, but she is also able to protect against them. That's like key symbolism too about like sending out like defenses and also protecting yourself. And I love keys, but been thinking about them again more and more lately. And then we looked at that, the key card in this deck before at the beginning. Oh, I love Wolfhound, says Beth. I would name her Mavis. She punishes all those wanting to conquer the esoteric world prematurely and without guidance. She's like the ultimate gatekeeper. Bet you are not reading those tarot cards properly, she says. In the past, statues of Hecate with torches and swords were placed in front of houses to keep evil spirits at bay. Hecate protects the house from dark forces, demons, and witchcraft. Card meaning patience. What? A guide through the labyrinth. Freedom from old emotional ties, attachments, resentments, and habits, preventing personal development. So this is telling me to like sit down. The right time, or can I get that freedom by doing the thing? The right time to evaluate our behavior and actions, crossroads, dependence on the phases of the moon, dreaming, prophetic dreams, accumulation of wealth and status, fruitfulness, nurturing, synthesis, fertility, willingness to help others, grounding in the life process, the successful results of hard work, a woman of importance, a helpful woman, a woman of influence. And so that helpful and all of that, like that's what people are asking me to do. So it's very full. And I feel like Chris and Pamela were saying, you should draw more. Okay, so Hecate is up. Okay, so keeping it to 2024, what if I do this thing and what if I don't? Let's riffle it again because that was just great. I had a dream once that I don't know if I moved there or if Chris moved here, but you've all heard us talk about this before. In my dream, we were looking for jobs. Like we were somewhere visiting, and we were like, okay, well, we got to see if we can get a job in the other place. And we went to this like hardware store, and there was a room full of keys like hanging on a wall. And the guy was like, you can both work here if you want to make keys. And we were like, yeah, that's cool. And so, yeah, then we made keys. I mean, we didn't, but we went and like scoped out jobs. And that guy was like, yeah, I'll hire you both to make keys. And we're like, okay, cool. And then we like got back on the bus and went wherever home we were going to for our visit. I don't know. My name's Deanne, and I like keys and rain and Irish wolfhounds. Chris says, interesting. She looks like a centaur to me. Centaurs were stargazers, I think, and they are careful and methodical and wait for the right time. Okay. Okay, so what if I do this thing and what if I don't? Just this year, 2024. Okay, so if I do this thing, sickle of Saturn, I feel like it's not going to work. It's just restriction. If I want to move to Scotland, I do, but I can't take my kids away from everyone. I do. Like, I really badly do. Get a job with a company in the US that has offices in Scotland and get an L visa. Yeah. I do, but I can't. I can't take my kids away from everyone. Though yesterday, Ryan is like looking outside. He was like, okay, so aside from family, why do we live here? And I was like, listen, God, stop asking me that. Is that the sickle that Cronus used to tap off his Pep's bits? I don't know. If I do this thing and if I don't, right? That's what I said. If I don't, embodiment of evil. One of the people that caused this upheaval in my life is the embodiment of evil. Almost every day, I think, she's insidious. I don't think about it a lot or as much as I used to, but that's what I think every time I think about the person. With an L1B, you can't stay longer than 5 years anyway. Well, I mean, like, while the kids are young and, like, growing up and stuff, like, I don't know. I can't. I don't want to take them away from everybody. So what do we think? I don't know. I'm getting whiny now. Sip, sip. Does anyone else have cards that you want me to figure out or help the group help you through your reading? Unsettling to have someone in your life who is the embodiment of evil. And thankfully, it is. It is unsettling, but thankfully this person isn't really in my life. She's distant to me if I stay out of her domain. And I only went to her domain because I was sent there. I had to, sort of. It's a really whole corrupt thing. Yeah. So if I do this, sickle of Saturn, let me read. Where'd the book go? If I do this, sickle of Saturn, 74. I'm just going to skip to the card meaning. I skipped right over it somehow. Like, okay. Wise usage of resources, discipline, control, emphasis on career and money, introversion, pragmatism. Renders fertile what was fruitless. Oh, so I don't know. Reveals important secrets. Yes, it would do that. Endows people with reason, intelligence, and logic. And there was a lot of illogical stuff going on that came down to like all the decision making. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. So Kronos in Greek mythology. So Chris, yeah. Oh man. Saturn used the sickle to stop Gaia's suffering and to free her children, I think. So it feels like it's saying if you do this, you wouldn't just be helping yourself, but others too. Okay. All right, that's it then. I shall do the thing, even though the options I have may not like lead to anything, but man, okay. Okay. The embodiment of evil is listed like as a major. 5, 6, 16. Yeah, I'm gonna get there. Yes, I will. Grace. No, okay, so it's right there. It's so tricky, these pages. Okay. There's a lot. So this one is instability, cruelty, rudeness, aggression, humiliation, tyranny, injustice. Yes, yes, yes. Brawler and aggressor, inflictor of injury, disruption, at crisis point. So if I don't do it, then it's like, so I was just looking at them at face value, but now reading them, it's like, yeah, if I don't do it, like this continues. So even though the proper channels have kind of been exhausted and it's like this dead end, this says I should put it out there anyway. I should do something. I'm talking like, I'm just going to be, seeking some kind of last ditch effort, like contacting my state rep and the governor and things like that. So like, even though we were stuck in the system and it's said and done, now I'm just going to get it out there and say like, hey, this is really unfair though, actually. So we'll see. But now I can stop wondering about it and I can do the thing. I will just do it and see what happens. Boop. Get that little happy collection. Okay. Hour and a half. We did some questions. I'm going to go back because I see, I don't even have to go back right here. Yeah, Hecate is about doing the thing. Donna's weekend card is 6 of Wands, so success for our efforts at last. So yeah, it looks like some kind of like brainstorming and then decisive stuff going on the beginning of the week, a little waiting, maybe feeling like a little stuck like Thursday toward the end of the week, but it is all working out. Like that planning and the clarity of thought and everything at the beginning of the week will play out to bring that 6 of Wands energy at the end. That's great. Oh my gosh. Yes. Gerald, Tom, everyone's putting up votes for Hecate. Where's my little dog gone? Thank you for your help. Okay. Does anyone else have anything to talk through? Oh, Donna has more. I love it. I decided to pull one more card for how to best accomplish my goals this week. Got the world. So complete one thing before moving on to the next to be most effective. That is perfect. That kind of feeds into my project questions. So I'm going to say Hecate for my notes. Saturn sickle. That's a different word. That's cycle. The problem is I was trying to write like scythe from my Lenormand brain is strong. Saturn sickle and embodiment of evil. And these are from Tarot of Shadows. And these were from Fountain. And then let's pull from Connected and Free Oracle to send us on our way, shall we? Let's do one more riffle for this because, yes. Best. Okay. Oh, yes. Okay. Post shuffle, as Regina would say. We got these in here. This deck comes with these little like astrological correspondence cards too. It's cool. And like Chinese astrology too, like rooster, dragon, all this. I didn't remember that. Didn't remember that, but that is cool. Okay. I'm going to text Ryan that I will be up soon. Oh, Bayla's napping. That's great. 16 minutes ago. Perfect. Almost done. Lovely. Missed call, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Now connected and free. Let's check it out. Do I dare ruffle this? Oh, it's not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, so this will be just some helpful energy to send us on our way for the week. And how exciting, I get to come back tomorrow. I'm excited anyway. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm glad you brought some decks on such short notice and everything. I hope to helped you like break into using stuff you don't use very often. You know, maybe one day a week you grab a deck that is in that category, yeah? Or whatever. Let's see. These are pretty thick, but oh, come on. All the gorgeous cards in this deck. It's okay. I asked for some beautiful energy to send us on our way, did I not? We got compassion, resistance, conflict. Okay. So it's okay. We're not going to shy away from it. Yes, it is like getting a new deck when you do that. So keeping compassion at the forefront this week as you come up against resistance and conflict. That's how I'm taking this because I did ask for some lovely energy to send us on our way. So just remember to assume the best and have compassion when, this is a hard time of year for people. January is one of the most universally, well, this side of the world anyway, the winter, and at this point in the winter can be hard, like seasonal affective disorder, all this thing, right? So when you come up against things and conflicts arise, just remember that you can, just remember that you can keep this at the forefront. You can move back into it. It's not always easy. This sailboat, I can't help but think of Vela because that's what her name means. And she does resist quite a bit of, the rules just in general. And I understand she's a toddler, but she is sassy and And to fix that, I just give her lots of love and I cuddle her and I pick her up and I sing Rockabye Baby because she loves that. And I do it like as a joke sometimes when she's getting out of control to help calm her down. So there will be little conflicts and little bits and pieces of things that we um, that aren't perfect, you know. Yeah, Viking ship. So yeah, just remember that you can always tap into the space. Even if you feel it rising up, you can just back off a little bit and remember to keep your peace. Yes, like an entire Buddhist meditation. What am I feeling? What am I fighting and resisting? Yeah, it can just be all internal too. Yes, Pisces is Vela. Yes, March 1st. She was supposed to be my February baby, but um, she has broken all the rules from the beginning. It's fine. When she's on the Supreme Court, resistance, strength, and being feisty will serve her well. Yes. Yes. So there's that. That's good. That's good for our week because even if it's not, external, even if it's just within ourselves that we're working through things. Um, I mean, it's a little bit of a struggle for me to do the kind of like productive things I'm going to do tomorrow. It just is. And so I will just move into compassion for myself, not be so hard on myself as Chris told me the other day about these things, and just do a little bit at a time. Um, as will her T Rex noises, I'm sure. She's off the chain. Um, okay. So there you have it. Thank you so much for being here. I need to figure out where we left off with archetypes so we can look into a couple of those tomorrow. And we will also, I'll pull cards like I was doing in the first handful of the archetypes videos. I don't pull any accompanying like tarot or oracle, but toward like the last half or whatever, we started pairing cards and it just took it to this whole other level, of course. So anyway, we will do that. Archetypes with like some paired cards to see where we left off. It will be so fun. Growling at people is surprisingly effective. You are raising two small children. Yeah, that's what people are reminding me of. Do not be hard on yourself. Thank you all. Lovely to hang out with everyone today. Yes, this was so fun. Oh, look, this was a fun one. Well, good. I'm glad you thought so too. Thank you all for being here. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your evening, and I will see you tomorrow for archetypes.